Aside from my soul. What's up? What's good? What is happening? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am the actual King Smith, and this is a Tuesday vlog. I did not have one last week as I was supporting my daughter while she had a solo singing a rendition of America the Beautiful during one of our local baseball teams. I was so proud of that. Happy of her. If you follow my actual King Smith page on Facebook, I posted it up there. And your boy was happy about that. All right. So I did not go live last week. I haven't had a morning vlog or a morning video over the last couple of days. But you know what? I'm back. I'm here. And your boy's about to get a lot more into my content creation. I'm about to start streaming a whole lot more once I find kind of the optimal time to be able to do it. This stream is the last stream on my old gaming laptop. It's a laptop I got back in 2016, 2017. The technology was outdated. Your boy been saving up, and I have a new desktop system that once this live stream is done, I will be breaking things down, plugging that up, and optimizing it and setting it up. So I may not go live tomorrow morning on the new system, but definitely Thursday. Try to make, because see how this, I don't know if y'all can see it, but the green screen ain't green screen in the way that it needs to. And that's because my current graphics card just ain't the best. All right. So let's take a look in the comments and see who we got checking in. Shout out to my guy, Henry Resilient. Hey, I had a long road trip, man, and I just want to tell you something. Your content cracked me up. To the guy who gifted me the free membership, that hooked me because I saw some of your members only content, and I am going to become a member to your page, man. Your members only content is effing hilarious, and I'm here for it. So so I will be becoming a member to your channel, man. Be a part of the Resilient Army over there, man. But keep doing your stuff, man. I'm definitely digging it. He also said the $5 super chat says, shout out to all the girl dads in the building. Girl dads with vasectomies. Hold on. Wait, that did not sound the way that it needed to sound. What is up with my sound right now? All right, I'll get that figured out a little bit later on. But yeah, man, keep doing your content, brother. And I appreciate the $5 super chat where he said, shout out to all the girl dads. We got my guy, Greek Pete, in the building. Said, hey, brother, I'm driving home from work. Hey, man, be safe out there. All right. I appreciate you tuning in and listening to the live stream. Also, Pete, I need to connect with you. I've been meaning to figure out a time and a date that you could come back on the dating game and we can see what your updated dating profile looked like. I had an interesting conversation about dating profiles with somebody recently, and I'm not going to reveal the conversation. That person watches my stream sometimes, and I haven't gotten an okay to be able to talk about it, so I'm not. But I thought it was interesting, and if this person does give me the okay to talk about it, I'll bring it up. But it was an unexpected conversation. See, so let's get the marketing stuff out the way. And I'm not going to be long today. I received some interesting news that I'm going to share. It's an update about my heart condition. It wasn't what I planned on talking about today, but I got the phone call a few hours ago. I'm still processing some of it. It's not bad, but we'll get into it. But let's get the marketing out the way. I'm streaming on multiple platforms, if you didn't know. Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. If you have a like button on the platform that you're watching this on, hit that like button, okay? And also, share it, right? You never know. I always tell people, you never know how your message is going to affect somebody. And what I share today might help somebody in the future. So, and look, I don't talk reckless on my channel. I try to keep it PG-13 because I like my normal 9 to 5, and I'm not trying to lose that joker anytime soon. So if you do feel so inclined, hit that like button. Hey, Precious, your stream yesterday was fantastic. I'm glad to be able to dual stream your stuff on my live stream as well. I think it's led to some increased subs. So thank you. All right. Henry said, to my point, you never know who's watching or what they're going through. Exactly, man. Exactly. And also, Precious, I need to have a conversation with you about something, because I observed something yesterday, and it's not bad, but it's kind of to this point. You never know who's watching. There's a content creator. Actually, I'll just talk about this now before I get into what I was going to say. If you're thinking about putting yourself out there and doing content, do it. Do it. It's not hard. You don't need a desktop like how I have. Like, if you want to add production value, like this is an actual picture of New York City from the Empire State Building that I took when me, my lady, and my daughter went out to New York a couple of weekends ago. All right. So I like to have production. I like to be able to have these sound effects, right?
Nope.
You know, stuff like this. I like to be able to produce this stuff because I want to build on this platform. So I have a microphone. I have I don't think is this a 4K capable cam? It might be. I don't know. But I spent some money on everything. I spent some money on this desktop system that I'm going to install tonight. But you don't need to have all of this fancy equipment. You can get yourself a tripod on Amazon, put your phone on it, film yourself recording, and upload your content, right? Film yourself talking, you know, and the impact of what your words might have to one person around the world, especially like YouTube, all of these platforms are global. You never know who's listening, or something that you might say, how it can affect somebody in a positive way. And that was somebody that we were having a conversation with yesterday, Precious and I heard every excuse about why he didn't want to do his content. And I'm trying to encourage the dude. I'm like, hey, brother, like, you know, you never know who's listening, right? And I shared how somebody from Australia, I used to do this podcast called Reclaim Your Throne, right? Because my name's King, and I had just gotten through a divorce. Things weren't necessarily lined up right. You know, I was down here, you know, and I wanted to share my journey on clawing my way back up. And I put it out there, and I got an email from a dude in Australia that thanked me for doing my podcast, putting my content out there, sharing my story essentially, because it helped him realize that instead of feeling sorry for himself, he should take action. And that's one of the things that I talk about on my channel all the time, because look, you can talk about stuff all day, but if you don't execute, then why even think about it? Why waste brain cells on something that you're not going to do any action on? So if you're somebody out there that's looking at doing content, that's looking at doing vlogs, or even just talking, don't make damn excuses. Do it. Oh, well, there's other people talking about this stuff too. And you never know who's going to watch you for you because they like you. So I was going to hit you up, Precious, because I was curious if I was tripping about how I heard that content creator, or not content creator, the person that you and I were talking to, how I perceived him making excuses. Like if it was me, or, you know, if he was legitimate with his reasons for not, or possibly not putting out content. So yeah, I went on a tangent. All right. But let me look at the comments before I go into my opening monologue. She said, yep, so true. Definitely don't need much to start. And how many brands of bread out there? A lot. Yes, exactly. Right. Just because there's other brands out there, it does not mean you can't put yours out there. So you just got to start. Shout out to my mom. She said, do it. CC Smith is my mother. That avatar picture that you see down there is indeed her. She's watching over there on Facebook, and I appreciate her supporting my live streams. Mom, hit that like button. I'm glad you know about technology. So hit that like button. I appreciate you popping in. All right. So let me get through my monologue. I received a call today, and it was some interesting news. I've shared on my platform that I have what's called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. And in English, because it sounded like a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo, my heart is thicker than a regular heart. How is that bad, you might say? It causes my heart to work harder than a regular heart would, right? For now, all I do is take medication that is like blood thinners. Okay. So it makes my heart work easier. I received the diagnosis when I was active duty in the military. I was about 26, 27 years old. And as far as I know, and mom, you might be able to verify this, nobody in my family has had heart disease, at least not that I'm aware of. But y'all know how black families are, right? You know, there'll be those that might have the gout, Uncle so and so got the gout. High blood pressure tends to be something that affects the African American community and things like that. But heart disease, either your family's known for having it or you don't. When I initially got my diagnosis back in 2008, 2009, they had a DNA test done to determine if I had the genetic markers for it, and I did not. If I had the genetic markers for it, my daughter would also have to get tested as well to see if she had some type of the heart disease. Now, that was 2008, 2009. I received a second opinion recently because my cardiologist just thought it might be a good idea. And when doing that second opinion, the cardiologist and his team said that they want to run another one because, hey, the last time I did the genetic testing was 2008. Technology has advanced since then, so they want to run that test. All right, fine, that's cool. I haven't gotten the results back from that. And I have to wear what's called a Holter monitor, right? And a Holter, they're a lot more advanced than what they were back then too. Because in the past, you would have this thing about the size of a cell phone, right? And it'd be here, placed on your chest somewhere. You had these different strings and things that were attached to it, and you had to wear that for 24 to 48 hours. And that gives a cardiologist and a medical team a good evaluation of what your heart rhythm does over the course of a day. Well, the technology's gotten a lot better with that too. So this is the first time that I had worn one in several years, and it's a whole lot smaller. It's maybe about this big, about half the size of my cell phone, and they just tape it here. There's no additional wires. I did that last week. Well, the results came back today, and the cardiologist called me, and I had to write this down because he said a whole lot of syllables, and I'm like, what the world? And look, I choose not to really Google stuff because if you Google anything, hey, what is this bump on my arm? And you go to Google, it could be anything from cancer to a snake bite to damn, I don't know, HIV or something. So I don't really go to Google whenever I have any medical things. I try to ask the questions to the medical professionals. But he mentioned something, and he said that the Holter monitor that I got showed signs of NSVT, which is non-sustained ventricular tachycardia. Now, in my live stream, I'm not going to explain what that is because, to be honest with you, I still really don't know what that is, but it's not normal. Okay. But it's also not fatal, right? There's underlying things that now a medical team or doctor is going to have to do to determine what and why, right? So if your heart has normal rhythms and normal readings and things like that, then chances are there's no underlying conditions. But for me, being that I have hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, NSVT might be because of my hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. The best thing that they can do is get a cardiac or cardio MRI, which is a deep dive look or a better look at how your heart actually looks. And he said that they're going to check to see if there's any scarring or anything like that, and talk options depending on the results of the cardiac MRI. I heard this about 2 hours ago, so I'm still processing it. All right. I called my lady and I gave her the update, and I told her, hey, look, I'm good. Right? Because I'm going to share some tips, some things that I believe could help anyone who might receive news that they didn't expect. This is what helped me. Okay. As I'm still processing this stuff, this is what helped me. And I'm going to talk about some of the things that I did that is going to, help me keep the old ticker going. Right. But to kind of wrap up how the call went, I asked questions about, if there's anything that I should watch out for, stuff that I should manage. And he said, no, for the most part, just maybe change your meds. Not maybe change your meds, because I told him I was feeling tired and some other things. And he said, take your meds in the morning instead of the evening, because they did switch up the cardiac or heart meds that I have to take. They wanted to change the dosage, right? And it makes me feel tired. I have no energy, right? None. But no excuses. That's not going to stop me from putting out this content. I could have easily, hold on, let me throw on my music. Let me see if I got do I have my sad music on here? I don't think I have my sad music on here. I could have easily gotten on here. Is this it? Nope, this ain't it. Yeah, I could have easily been like, hey everybody. I don't know if y'all can hear the music. This is the actual King Smith. I received some sad news today, and it's caused me to reevaluate my life and stuff in this live stream. And I just don't want to do this today, right? I could have came on and done that, but I didn't, because I'm in good spirits. All right, I am in good spirits. So for now, I'm just gonna roll with the punches, right? He said, "When's the album dropping?" Hey man, King Smith. Hey, hey, you know what? I have producing credits, Henry. I have some producing credits, and one of these days I'm gonna drop where my voice was used on a CD for it. If you listen to music back in the 90s, they used to have what were those short, like not like intros, interludes. They used to have interludes. Well, I voiced an interlude on an album that dropped back in the late 90s. I'm curious if anybody heard it, if they would recognize that it was me on there. I got credit for it too. Like, you know how old CDs back in the day used to have like the pamphlet and stuff? Well, if you opened up the pamphlet, you would see not my current name, because I changed my name. For those of y'all that don't know, King Smith is my current legal government name. But as Cece will tell you, it wasn't the name she gave me at birth. All right. But yes, I do have credits on a CD back in the late 90s. I'll have to find it and post it, man, because I couldn't tell you the name of the album off the top of my head, or the artist, because man, they did 2 or 3 CDs and then nothing. But this was also down in Alabama either. So they did shows and stuff down south, but never made it like around the US. Okay. Little interesting tidbits, man. I've done a lot. I've forgotten all of the stuff that I've done because I've done a lot. I've lived life. I live life. I get out. I have fun. I do things. My family and friends, they can say that. And yes, so for those of y'all, my name used to be, and I'll just say what it was. It was Aaron Tyler Anthony Smith. Ron. When that Key and Peele skit came out, oh my, did everybody, hey man, what's your name? Hey man, I'm Aaron. Oh, hey, Ron. Ah, man, you have no idea how much that Key and Peele skit used to come back. But yes, Aaron Tyler Anthony Smith. That was a good resume name, right? you knew if you hired a Aaron Tyler Anthony Smith that you were gonna get a hard worker. Shout out to Chelsea. Chelsea Nahalea said, "You will always and forever be a Aaron to me." I'll take it, Chelsea. I appreciate you tuning in there, lady. Good to see you. So you've got bad news, right? And I didn't have time to create this, but I do have some tips, some things that I'm just going to share because I always like to try to leave my live streams with something of value, right? Something that people can take and use, things that I actually use. I don't just come on here and talk about stuff that I don't do. And it works for me, but it might not work for you. Michael Carroll Squirrel said, I heard you were going to be on Pop Culture Word tonight. What happened? Hey, I asked if I could join as a guest host. And if you notice too, there's a reason why my live stream tonight is earlier. I set it up earlier so that I could possibly be on your show. I'm going to still call in. I'm going to still call in. So Michael Carrasquillo is my co-host, not co-host, one of the anchors on WTF Nation Radio, an online radio show, I guess is how you would call it. They have a huge platform servicing millions of listeners and viewers. I host a sports bar every Sunday night on there, and Michael Carrasquillo, more affectionately known as CQ, Scrub Commander in Call of Duty, does Pop Culture Warrior Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. So he's about to go live here in a couple of minutes. So I appreciate him just popping in to give me shit over here over on Facebook. Hope you have a good show, man. I'll be tuning in and I will call in as well. All right. So my tips on what I have a couple of things. Okay. First of all, when people get unexpected news, sometimes they go and make a grand gesture or a sweeping thing that they want to do. I say, look, I always talk about breathing. Take a second and breathe, right? Take a second and breathe. When I got the news, I was waiting on dinner because I don't cook, right? I was waiting on dinner at a Thai restaurant and I was sitting in my car and the cardiologist called me at like 6 o'clock. So the fact that this dude called me at 6 and I recognized like his number's not saved, but I knew that the number was from the cardiology place. I'm like, man, if this fool calling me at 6 o'clock, literally like an hour and a half ago, this can't be good. Right. And it wasn't bad. You know, everything that I said earlier in this live stream is exactly what he said to me. Once I hung up, I was like, all right. While not bad news, that kind of sucked, but I'm good. So I called my lady, gave her the update. And what she did, I thought was really cool. She said, what do you need from me? Just like that. Very calmly, she said, okay, thank you for sharing. What do you need from me? And I'll tell you what I told her. I said, first of all, thanks for even just asking that, right? I'm like, I'm good. If you can see my face, I'll tell you that I'm smiling and I'm good. But I appreciate you even just simply asking me that, right? So that was dope. That's how you know you have somebody in your corner that cares. I don't think to ask that kind of question. Because sometimes I know if somebody calls you to share news, they just simply want somebody to just be an ear, right? Hey, man, I got something, you know, I just need to vent or whatever. All right, cool, bet, go ahead. Okay. So when she asked me that, I'm like, hey, that you just asking that is all right in my book. The real person said, I stepped away for a bit, so I hope all is okay, but that's a good woman right there. Yeah, short version is I received an update about my heart. It wasn't bad, you know, but it wasn't like normal either. It's just some interesting news that they're going to have to kind of further evaluate and then kind of make decisions from there. So I shared that with Michelle, who the real Precious knows, and that was what she asked me. So I was appreciative of that. So one of my first tips that I have, and I wrote these tips down, is to don't make big decisions right away. Take a second and breathe. Okay. There's a veteran who I know, Chuck Harkins. Chuck's man, Chuck's a dude that I wish I would have gotten to know while his body was still able to do a lot of things. He's an Army veteran, father of one of the ladies who I graduated high school with, who I do fantasy football and stuff with. And he's a car enthusiast guy. He's been on some shows because he's had a Thunderbird, Firebird. If you're a Thunderbird or Firebird type dude, you're like, King, you are messing this up. But he had a really cool, the Dukes of Hazzard's car, and hooked up, right? Hooked up. He found out he had a diagnosis of Lou Gehrig's disease or ALS, and he doesn't mind me sharing this. This is public stuff for him anyway. And it was rapid. It was rapid. So now, in order to communicate with him when he does have energy, he has to use like a device that can register his eyes and stuff to be able to text message somebody, because he can't talk. And his body's not able to do anything. And I share that because you might be tempted to go, all right, I got this news, this disease. I want to go skydiving. I want to go, take all my money out of my retirement account and go have hookers and blow. I don't know. There's this dude that they talked about, if he won the lottery, what would be the first thing he spent it on? And this was like live news. And he just looks over and go, hookers and blow. So if you receive news like what Chuck did, you might want to go make big rational decisions. And, to some people, I'd almost say, man, depending on what your diagnosis is, I don't think anybody could blame you. But if you take a second, breathe, and do this next tip, you might find yourself able to not make a really rash decision. Okay. So the second thing that I'd recommend is talk to somebody that you trust. Plain and simple. My first call was my lady. So my mom knows now. Y'all listeners, know now. But talking to somebody that you trust allows you to just kind of process things, right? Feel supported. Okay. And it can also, maybe not directly, right? I don't know anybody that has heart disease, so I can't talk to them about this stuff. But somebody in the comments who might see my video later on might check this out, and then they might leave something in the comments, say, hey man, I got that same diagnosis, bro. What's up? What's good? And I'll say, hey bro, reach out to me. And the link in the description is all my social medias. I'm not hard to find. Not hard to find. I'm hard to get a hold of because I'm a busy guy, but I'm not hard to reach out to. Okay. I was going to leave 3 tips. The first thing is don't make a big decision. Okay. The second thing is talk to somebody that you trust. And then the third thing is allow yourself to process those emotions, right? I'm a logical guy over being overly emotional, but I say that to say it's not that I don't have feelings or that I don't feel things. Okay. I feel sad. I feel happy. I feel, different type of things, but I don't lead with that stuff. Right? I don't make decisions based off of my feelings. I make logical decisions that can sustain me and improve things for me long term. When I've made emotional decisions in the past, it has always came back to bite me in the ass. Not most of the time, always. So allow yourself to feel those emotions, right? It's normal to feel a range of emotions and things. Don't bottle it up and pretend that you're okay. If you're not okay and you don't know how to express that, if somebody say, hey man, I noticed that, you look a little bit different, man. You all right? If you don't know how to say it, just be like, nope, I'm not okay. and I don't know why, and I don't want to talk about it right now. That's okay. That's fine to say, because then if that person is somebody that supports you, right? If they're listening, if they're actually listening, they can go, okay, well, hey, man, I'm around. And sometimes that might just be all you need. And then you'll process it a little bit later on fully and simply be okay. All right. So let's take a look at the comments and then we're going to close out the show. Oh, a fourth tip. And I let me say this with this shot glass sitting right here. A fourth tip might be get yourself a shot of bourbon, whiskey, or whatever your adult beverage choice is. Okay. Absolutely. I appreciate that. CCC. Hey, look, with old age comes wisdom. Yes, Mom. I just called you old. What you gonna do about it? You would have come on and say something about me, get your own live stream. Okay. The Real Precious said, yep, it's simple communication. It's simple communication. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So thanks for coming to my venting session today. Okay. And I appreciate everybody who tuned in. To those that watch live, thank you. To those of you who are going to catch the live stream on the replay, I appreciate you as well. If you have not hit that like button, mash that like button. Okay. My mom said she's going to whip my ass. Hey, mama. This is 270 pounds of man right here. Hey, Chelsea, I appreciate you popping in, lady. It's good to see your face. All right. Salute to you. Hope you're doing fine over there in the state. You live in a state where I can imagine if I came to visit you, I'd be the only black person in a 30-mile radius. Let me know how true that is. I'm not going to reveal where you're located at because you might not want that out there. But to the people that are viewing and listening, think of states that don't have black people. She's probably in it. Oh man, it's good when you can make yourself laugh. Henry Resilient does that. Henry Resilient will crack his own self up, and then just by him laughing, I start laughing. That guy does some pretty entertaining commentary over there on his channel. So if you're not following my guy Henry Resilient, give him a follow. I think I might update my description and put his channel down in it. All right. Oh, she put it up. Okay. She said that she lives in North Idaho. When I asked that question to the viewers, were you thinking Idaho? I know I was. I would have said Idaho or Wyoming. If Wyoming does have black people, it's like black cowboys. If you want to see authentic black cowboys, Wyoming and maybe Texas. But yes, if I came to visit you in North Idaho, I'd want some potatoes, okay? Because that's what that state's known for, right? Some potatoes, and I'd want to drive around and see if we could find another black person, so that we can walk up to each other and be like, all right. Hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm just over here BSing for now. Hope y'all have a great, fantastic rest of the week. I might be on live tomorrow to check the new rig. Make sure that everything's working good. I like to do this morning thoughts just to kind of, get some of these thoughts out the way. It's not really a vlog type situation. I just like to talk, as y'all can see. All right. Chelsea says she'll make me some potatoes, and then she's got some black friends around there, and that they, hey man, all right, I'm gonna have to come visit you. I'm gonna need to set that up. I appreciate y'all popping in. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and I'm out. I need to make my intro longer too. Peace.